Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to go through two topics. First is write backend test with JS, and the second is to debug the test with Visual Studio Code. First of all, I have a project, a Node starter project on GitHub. It is at this address, pn Huang and Node.js starter project. I'm going to clone this project, copy the address, and then I'm going to clone it into this repository at Node at starter, and I'm going to go to the starter. I'm going to install yarn, and this is just a sample. This is just a starter application that include everything to start a new JavaScript project, backend project. So it is already installed, and I'm going to open the project and go through some of the part. For example, here I have package.json, and here we have a server.js. We have a simple express server with some middleware installed, export cons app equal express, and then here I have a simple ping and it return pong. So over here I start the server, and it is going to connect to a database and then listen to a certain port. So how to write the test for this server? So as you can see right now, there is no test file existing with code 1. So I want to write a test for the server. The server doesn't have any the project doesn't have any test yet, so I want to include the test, and here is the part where it connects to the database with mongoose.connect. And how do we write the test for the server without actually connecting to the database? So in order to start, I'm going to first of all, let's take a look at this start server. So at start over here, it is just calling app.listen. There isn't a way for us to shut down the server, so somehow we have to return the app server at this app.listen, and then trying to use the server to close the connection. So let's go through the part where we actually create the server, and so here we create the server on the file. So we want to move the server inside the try catch. We save the file. We want to remove this export. here as usual we have a ping and then it return a pong, and now it is connecting to the server. And app.listen, so over here we want to return a new promise, so return a new promise that will resolve when the server, which is this one, so we will resolve the server over here, and on catching we want to just return undefined, so we don't want to return anything over here. So with this we will be able to write our first test, and let's go ahead and create a new server.test.js where we go through the tests. Okay, so we want to start the server and then actually call, so the server will start at something like localhost at port 4000, and then we have an endpoint called ping, and then calling this it will return pong. So how do we actually call a request, make a request to the server? We have to install a package called Axios, so we can use Axios or use Flash, but I prefer to use Axios, so let's go ahead and add Axios. We can also use it in the project repository, project dependencies, so let's add Axios into the project, and over here we can write import Axios from Axios, and we want to import the server which has the function called start from the server. We want to also import the config from the config because we want to see the port that the default port from the configuration. So we can start by writing our unmock. We want to specifically saying that we want to let Axios make the actual request and not mocking the request. So let's define a server, a base URL, and also an API. So on before all, we'll call a method to start the server. The server will be available at await start, and base URL will be at this HTTP / localhost, and over here it will be from the config.port. So that is the base URL, and we can do axios.create and navigate to the base URL. Okay, so the server API, and after all we will be able to call the server with the close, so it will close the connection. So I can go ahead to write like a simple smoke test. That the first thing it will do is that it should return pong on ping, and we can do a sing we want to do data equal await API dot get and slash ping, and whatever results we get from ping, we want to parse the response and get the response dot data, and we expect that the data dot equal will be pong. So we save the file and let's see. So the test will probably fail because we have the await function over here, which wants to connect to the database, and if we start the server without having a proper connection to MongoDB, maybe the test will fail. So let's start by just running the test and see if it fails. So yeah, actually it is correct. The URL parameter to open URI must be a string, and it got undefined, so there is nothing yet for calling await. For calling await connect on the server. So what we can do is we can try to uncomment this server connect, and let's see. Oh, it passed the test, so should return pong on ping, and it actually works. So the server is running at this port, and then we get the ping and it returns 200, and the test actually go through, and we have the data to equal pong. So the server, we have the ping and it return pong. So the next thing we want to do is we want to somehow still have the correct function in the server with await connect, but we want to when we run the test, we want to mock this function using another function. So let's see it in a diagram. So this is the flow. On our code we have the start server, we have the start server function. We call we set up some middlewares, and then we connect to the database, and then we start the server and return a promise. So on the test, what we want to do is we start the server, we set up the middleware, but instead of connect to the database, we want to mock the function with something something else. So, and it is not actually we want to mock the function with something else and continue with starting the server and returning the promise. So how does the mock function work? Let's see. So just provide us with a way to mock the entire module. So the connect, actually connect function, it is defined in routines.db. So just provide us a way to mock the entire module. So like this. So just mock, and we can mock the entire routines.db, and we can also provide an inline mock function that returning kind of object that has a connect function and jest.fn. So by doing this, we will see that it works or not. So let's see now that the test will pass. Oh, it passed now. But how do we make sure that we run the how do we make sure that we actually call the connect function, and what is the return values of the connect function and the call invocation order, all of these things. So when we call yes.mock, actually in the connect function, it will store an object called .mock. So the mock function, it provides a .mock properties. Yeah, with .mock properties, it has calls, instance, invocation call order, and results. So with the calls, we can record how many calls the function get called with actual parameters. The instance, say we have a mock function and then it was instantiated with new, and the instance will be, for example, if we write new connect const a equal new.connect, so we write like this. Just an example. Const a equal new connect. So the instance will be a. Or b. Now the instance array will be a and b. Invocation call order is the order of the invocation call, and the results are actually the results of the mock function. We'll see it in our example. So over here, if we write a function, so first of all, if we say that we want to connect to a full URL, or we want to pass some parameters, and the full in the call mock.calls, it will return with the actual values of full. So and in order to track that, we have to import the connect from .utils and db. So this connect, we want to test that actually the connect should work. So it should not connect to db, but call the mock connect function. So const mock equal connect, and we will expect mock.call so to have length 1. And let's see now the test. Yarn test. Now we have two tests. Should not connect to the DB, but call the mock connect function. So it actually passed. And let's say that we want to inspect the mock object. How do we go and debug the how do we debug our test? So we want to have a breakpoint over here to see if it is what are the objects available, what are the properties available of this object, and we want to see if actually the test, so for example we want to inspect the object inside the calls. What we can do is maybe we want to see the values, properties inside the mock.calls. So so we want to start. There are some way we can do a breakpoint. So we can do actually like a debugger. We put a debugger over here, and on the package.json we will have to run a new test, for example test debug script, test debug. On test debugging we want to call Node, and we want to inspect with breakpoint at 0.0.0.0, and the port is 9229, but we already have something with 9229, so I'm just going to increase it to 9230, and node modules // bin .js, and another option is that we want to pass in run in ban, so that it is running serially and not parallel all of the tests. So we want to debug the thing serially. Okay, run in ban, and now on the server.test.js, so we with this one, when we start the debugging with yarn test debug, we have a debugger listening on this 9230, and inspect node. So we can go back to Chrome and do Chrome inspect, and then it will open the inspection for Chrome, and here we have already a breakpoint at jest, and we can go ahead and run until we reach the debugger line. Okay, here is our debugger with mock. So we see that there is a calls, instance, invocation, call order, and results. So with the calls, the first object is foo. So the first object is an array with foo. So we want to make sure that maybe our connect is called, so we want to do another expect mock.calls.objects0. so the first one, mock calls, the first one will be an array of 0 to equal 0 to equal foo. And let's see if the test still pass. No. Yarn test. Okay, it is still passing. And another function, another thing we can test is the results object of mock.calls. So the mock.calls we can actually check by saying that here in the connect we want to return bar, and we want to do another debugger so that we see which object is in the mock so that we can test. So let's go to yarn test debug, and start the Chrome debugger again, and let's go to the mock results. The first object is having a type of return and value of bar. So results 0, 0 have type return and value bar. Another thing we can do is we can do expect mock.call 0 dot to mesh inline snapshot. When we do this, we want to say that the mock.call, the first object, we have to mesh an inline snapshot, and the snapshot will be generated here after we run the test. So let's try to see this by running yarn test. So it says that one snapshot is written from one test suite and 2 tests pass, and let's see. So to mesh inline snapshot, it is with an array and it is having value full. Not the cause, but we want to test the results. So mock.results 0 to mesh inline snapshot, and this time it will fail because the snapshot doesn't so we run the test again, we haven't saved it, and yarn test. Okay, it will say that the snapshot failed because it doesn't match what we have here as an object and array full. So we actually test with mock.call 0, but here we have mock.results 0. So we have a different snapshot than before. So we want to actually update the snapshot. So we run yarn test -u to update the snapshot with another one. So here we have the object, type return, and value bar. So that is all I have for now, and with this approach we can actually test every backend function. And I'm going to remove the full from here. And delete this one from here. So yarn test, run it again. It is passing. Okay, that is everything I have, and thank you very much. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to post very often. So this is the Today I Learned channel, so I will share whatever I learned in the day during my work or during my research or whatever topics that I have and I come into my mind. I will put them here to share with everyone. So that's it for today. Thank you and see you next time. Bye bye.